Welcome to my sukkah, virtually. Hopefully next year we can do it in person. This past week, I was in lockdown with my family because a couple of kids had fever and we had to go through the routine that so many have had to deal with, getting tested and waiting for the results. And one could have argued, what a letdown, Chol HaMoed, a whole week, and we couldn't go anywhere. But I think that what we've learned over the past Yom Tov season, from everything which is out of the ordinary, we've been finding silver linings. Because I couldn't go anywhere, I spent a lot more time in my sukkah. I davened here, Shacharis, Mincha, Maariv. I never used to do that. If I was at shul, I davened inside. So I was able to enjoy the atmosphere and the serenity of the sukkah. I was able to daven at my own pace and appreciate the words. I saw a video this past week of the Rosenberg Rabbi Zatzal. He was a tremendous tzaddik, and he lost his family in the war, and he rebuilt his community. And this was video taken on Hoshana Rabbah, which is today. And even though it was an ordinary Hoshana Rabbah, but just to prove the point, he did something out of the ordinary for us. He would interpolate in the Hoshanos, which are supplications, in Yiddish, crying out to Hashem what he was asking for, crying, sobbing. And that's really what these opportunities are all about. That because we're not following everything by rote, the normal, what's customary because it's every year the same, we've started to realize the beauty and the gems of the tefillos and the opportunity to be able to daven in a different way because of the unusual circumstances. And that's really the lesson, that if everything was just the same, I think by now maybe we would say Yom Tov is almost over, we're tired. Typically around Shemini Atzeres, there's Yom Tov fatigue. And instead, because it's been so unusual and we don't know exactly what to expect, we've been able to have moments of inspiration that have surprised us. I heard that a lot from people over the past couple of weeks. Rosh Hashanah was different, but it was meaningful. They liked davening very early on Yom Kippur. They enjoyed seeing the sunrise in Shacharis. They enjoyed being outside for Ne'ilah and seeing the sun set. And we've talked about that. So that's really what we have to take with us as we go into Shemini Atzeres and Simchas Torah. It will be different. We won't be locked in arms and having the frenetic dancing and the screaming because it's not safe. But standing in place and watching the Hakalfos as an observer and singing slower songs, that might prove to be even more inspiration. And not everyone, including myself, will necessarily get an aliyah because we can't figure out how to have stations and do it safely without crowding. So maybe we'll pay more attention to V'zos HaBracha. This is Moshe Rabbeinu speaking to the Shvatim, to the tribes of Israel, which means us for all eternity. Maybe we'll pay more attention to the Aliyah because it's not going to be repeated. And the moving narrative of Moshe Rabbeinu when he takes leave of Bnei Yisrael, of Klal Yisrael. And these are things that perhaps we always took for granted, and now we're not going to. And as we say goodbye to the Sukkah, and bid farewell to the Yom Tov season, 5781, we'll go into it with hopefully more of a sense of bitachon in Hashem because we don't have the confidence, we know what's going to happen. We never do, but we delude ourselves into believing that, it's going to be what I've already seen. It's what's familiar. Well, nothing's familiar anymore. And that bitachon is a very, very special midah. It's something that can take a lifetime to achieve. And I think over the past 7 months, we have grown tremendously in that area, that feeling of, I don't know what's going to be, but I turn to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. He knows what's going to be. He knows what's best. So I want to wish everybody a good Shabbos, a good Yom Tov. Hopefully we'll finish out this Yom Tov season with moments of inspiration, find the silver linings, and Hashem should answer our tefillos when we call out to Hashem, Ana Hashem Hoshiana, Ana Hashem Haslichana, please save us, please grant us success. We need it now more than ever. We're paying attention. Please pay attention to us, and let's see us be reunited. I said in person in my sukkah, how about even better, in Hashem's sukkah, Harachamon hu yokim lanu, esukas David hanufalas. We should see Mashiach b'mhira v'yameinu. Be well.